Once you learn the basics of knitting a hat, you can knit anything, any hat, any picture you see and you think, oh, I want to knit that up. You can knit it, and I'll show you how. I know that for knitters, especially beginner knitters, or even midway knitters, that's what I call myself, reading and following a pattern is not always easy. We might start out okay, but then we run into a problem. We don't understand the instructions, we don't know what's going on, and then we get discouraged, and sometimes we abandon the whole thing altogether. And we might even conclude that we're not a good knitter, and that's not true. Or, as it happens, sometimes there is an update in the pattern. That's what happened to me. I was working away on a pattern, this one actually, and there was an update. They had missed one of the coloring in one of the squares on the chart, and I realized that because the pattern was not lining up properly. So I took out 2 rows and then I went back to the pattern and found out, oh, there was an update. So sometimes that happens. Meanwhile, actually before the update, I realized that there's a step missing in the whole process. And so I just kind of filled it in myself and worked with it. But if you don't know that, it can be very discouraging. What I've tried to do in some of my videos, especially knitting hats, is to give you some of the basics so that you could knit any hat anytime without a pattern. And if you have worsted weight wool like this, which I think is probably the average weight of wool you're going to find in any craft store, worsted weight wool using a size US 6 needle, circular needle, 16-inch around for casting on, and then later you will progress to a US 7 needle. I gotta watch what I'm doing. If you have those basic materials, then you can start knitting a hat. And the way you do that, or the way I've done it, is I've cast on 98 stitches. I have a friend, she casts on 96 stitches. So it depends on, how big the head is. But this 98 or 96 stitches is good for any child aged 10 and up, up into adulthood. Yeah, those big childs that we have. The basics include casting on a nice stretchy cast on. So I have a video that I put up on that. But it's basically the easiest stretchy method you will ever use. No tight seams. So you cast on 96 stitches, or I'm going to say 98. And then you do your knit and purl for about 2 inches. Or, if you want it shorter, or if you want a longer brim, but basically 2 inches. Then the body of your hat is going to be 6 inches, and then you shape the crown, and that ends up being about 2 inches there as well. So a standard would be about 10 inches in length. And in fact, I think that's what this one is, a total of 10 inches from beginning to end. When you've got the body of your hat knit, then you want to begin shaping your crown. And what you do is you place a stitch marker like this. This is a stitch marker here. There we go, in the camera. You place your stitch markers about every 14 stitches. And that's where our math from when we were kids comes into play. 14 times 7 equals 98. So every 14 stitches you would place a marker, and then you begin decreasing. So you would reach the place of your marker, pass that over onto your needle, and then you knit 2 together. And you would do that at each marker, and that helps shaping your crown. Now there's different ways to do it, different methods, and some people, they will take every single row and decrease, and that's how I do it. Some people will decrease on one row, knit a row, and then decrease in the next row. So it depends on how much room you want at the end of your hat. You know, if you're knitting, decreasing around and then knitting around, it's going to extend the length of the crown of your hat. I usually do just because I lose track. I just decrease at each marker and each row, and you still get a really nice hat. Using these basics, you will never need a pattern. You'll be able to look at any picture and say, I'd like to knit that, and figure it out. Get your worsted weight wool, your size 6 needle, cast on, 98 stitches, do knit and purl for 2 inches. Change your needle, I forgot to mention that, into your size 7. Continue on with your work, working the body of your hat, and then you shape your crown. So if you practice the two-hand, two-strand method that I mentioned, you can also get into color work. And color work is stuff like this, getting into patterns. And you would just use 2 colors because that's the easiest to work with, the easiest to manipulate. So I mentioned 2-hand, 2 strands. I have a video on that. So you're knitting with the right hand and the left hand, each has their own wool, and you're transferring back and forth. What I'm knitting right now is what you call the English style knitting, and the other, when people use the left hand and knit that way, it's called continental. So you can train your hands and your brain to knit that way, and when you do that, you can progress on to some color work and some patterns. Using variegated or gradient wool will give you a pattern as well. I have a sample of that. This is some wool that gradually changes color as it's going along, and then it gives almost a striped effect. See that? How it evenly comes out? Kind of neat. Just wish the crown had come out a little bit more even. You can see the part of a star formation, but then it's missing over here. But that's just the nature of the wool, the way it goes. So and they also call that self-striping wool. If you use that, then you're still following the same basic pattern and knitting away, and it changes the look of your hat and gives it a bit of style. I have been focusing on knitting hats because those videos have got the most views so far. So that says to me that's what people are interested in. Now, if you want me to continue with hats, I can do that. Or if you're ready to move on, you feel like you'd like to try something else, let me know. So we could do shawls, for example. I'm wearing a shawl. We could, which requires a bit of lace knitting, and that's also easy. Although I remember the first time I tried it, I kept making all kinds of mistakes. But then once you get it, once you understand the pattern and the nature of it, and don't forget the 2 steps that you need to do to create the lace look, then you're all set. So maybe you want to know how to knit a face cloth. In our house, that's all we use, 100% cotton face cloths that I have knit up. We have stacks of them. Or maybe, let me see, what else would you want to do? Don't do socks, because I haven't done socks for a long time. And I don't really like them because they wear out too quickly. So let me know what you'd like to focus on, and I'll see what I can come up with. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I do appreciate every one of you. I appreciate your comments, and I like reading them and responding to them. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Share your latest project with me and let me know how the progress is on that. So cheers, everybody.